Welcome back everyone to my Dark Souls Let's Play. Game I've wanted to revisit for some time. Oh, that's right, I need the Master Key to get in there early. But I can... Isn't there a way to kick down a ladder back to Undead Burg? Or is that down here? It's probably down here. This will be fun. This will be quite a treat. So, Drake Bridge. Ooh, famous for destroying the heck out of early game characters. But also being weirdly useful for like farming purposes because, yeah, here's what I was thinking of. And I don't really want to kindle this bonfire because it's useful for now, but it won't be useful after this. That makes sense. Let's level up. I wanted to get Vitality to 20, I think. Yeah, get a little more HP. And then Endurance is your stamina stat, yes. Okay, that's good. Need more stamina. And I forget how expensive a reinforced club is. It's like 1,000 or something. Plus I need 3,000 for the bottomless box and repair box, whatever it was. Ugh. Souls. Must have more souls. I will become Nightmare from Soul Calibur. Hello, friend. This is where you would stand to shoot Drake's tail with arrows for like an hour. So don't ever let other people tell you how to play video games or tell you what you're doing is wrong. The way you do it is wrong, because first time I played this, it was some of the people in like a Discord. Well, this is before Discord though. This was like IRC. Some of the people in the IRC I was in were like, keep talking about this game, Dark Souls. What is this game, Dark Souls? It sounds really cool. It's like an adventure game. It's kind of RPG. All these stats. There's PvP. And, these rats do poison damage. Or is it bleeding? Anyway, they said it was optimal to get to the Drake sword as early as possible because it's good now, it won't be good later. And how you would get the Drake sword would be to stand here. Hey, check out that Havoc physics. To stand here and shoot arrows at it, the Drake will fly away, but he won't be able to find you, so he'll come back. And you just do that again, over and over. And you should have at least a short bow and heavy arrows, so you need a certain amount of dex, a certain investment in arrows. So I did that. I stood there, and I did it, and I did it, and I did it. Finally got the Drake sword. Drake sword was so unsatisfying. It was kind of good, but it doesn't scale up. Like, it has no scaling on it at all. So I used it for a little bit. I can't open this yet, and I need to actually get past the dragon to get in there. Used it for a little bit, then totally gave up on it. And I regretted the time I spent investment in it. So, moral of that story, in my opinion, is to not allow other people to tell you that you're playing the game wrong or doing something unoptimal, even if you may be doing something unoptimal. Because if you're not enjoying yourself, there's no point in playing a game for fun. Oh boy, I forgot this part. I have to fight everyone in Undead Burg. Need a sippy. Why would you do this to me? Oh. Yeah, sippy too, buddy. I want to lock on this guy, damn it. Since when do you guys have a triple stab? I don't call that at all. Ah, bad move. There is an input buffer in this game, just like a fighting game. So I often liken the combat in this to be more like a fighting game than like an RPG. How about you guys cut your shit out? Cut it out. Mistakes. Mistakes have been made. Big mistakes. So you may have noticed there that the armored boar, I think it's called an armored boar, iron boar or something like that, he actually takes damage from that fire that I kind of baited him to while I was panicking. And this gives you an item called the Alluring Skull, which makes enemies move towards it. So what you're supposed to learn there is that you can bait him into the fire with the Alluring Skull. Ouch. How about you come over here, buddy? Use all of my Estus just on this little part. Anytime today. There. That's how you get a backstab on spearmen. Okay, so I do still need to get rid of crossbowmen, or maybe I don't. Maybe I can just continue on with my life without them. Since you just need to get... Where do you need to get? I don't even remember. I do not recall. I need to get to the other side of that portcullis. I believe I talked about in another video where, like, the medieval-y kind of words are all taken from French in English. Yeah, there's the staircase. Took a smidgen of damage, but I should be okay. Here's yet another ambush. This guy runs away from you, going like, hey, you should follow me. One of those flail attacks again. Well, I guess they don't chase you ever. So that's interesting. I died to basic hollows again. I've done that twice. Can't do the jump attack on command again. That's a problem. It's a minor problem, but it is a problem. Mystery key. I believe this opens up Mr. Lautrec's cell? Boy, just reminding myself of how to play this game. The funny thing is, whenever you do a Let's Play, the things you kind of ask yourself and try to remember during the Let's Play, there's people that have like an encyclopedic knowledge of this, and they will tell you in the comments what you've missed. Like, yeah, I kind of knew that, but I didn't remember it at the exact moment. So I'm going to correct you, your past self. Because with Let's Play, at least how I do it, you record things about a week in advance, maybe? Maybe not that much. 4 days ahead of time. So this item, I don't think this item's even worth getting, but completionism. By the way, I will not be getting every single item in the game because you have to kill certain NPCs to do that, and I don't necessarily want to do that. Even though I did kill Scar, but that was kind of an accident because I'm still getting used to the PC controls. Oh, you guys again, huh? I think I can get through this without them bothering me. Here's another opportunity for backstabbage. Hopefully I can beat this guy once I backstab him, because it won't kill him. Ooh, that was his parry stance too. Yeah. No, first time I played, I had a lot of trouble with that guy. And the Night Shield is garbage. It's a trap item. You see someone using it in multiplayer, you know they are a noob. Or at least you used to. Maybe it's common knowledge that Night Shield is trash at this point. Well, you're just gonna let me have it, might as well. Wish I could take their Estus flasks. Give myself a few extra charges. I guess that's the idea of the life gems from Dark Souls 2, is enemies have items you can use to heal yourself with. Would you please come out of that narrow corridor? That's the worst place to fight you. I'll give you a backstab instead. Backstabbing becomes much less effective as time goes on, because enemies that are not, like, your size and humanoid will not be affected by it. Come on. If I get one of these guys' swords, I will be pretty happy. Well, maybe I won't because I'm not going to play a dex build. But it's called the Balder Side Sword, and certain fans of the game call it the Baller Swag Sword because it's hard to get and it's really good for this level. I believe it's a dex type weapon. I'm all strength all day anyway. I find strength is really good for fighting, like, PvE, if that makes any sense. And then... there you are. Hey! That was my falling attack, and it's really powerful. It's like the jumping attack, but even better. Get me. Oh, I missed the backstab. Oh, you can have it instead. Yeah. The, like, strength type builds are better for PvE in terms of killing enemies and bosses, especially bosses for whatever reason, because bosses are really slow, I guess. And Dex is more for PvP because they're much faster and usually have higher... I mentioned the concept of critical damage last time, which is basically those backstabs I'm getting, it affects that damage, and riposts after you parry. Can I continue on without going through the church? I think I can. Yeah, this way. I do have to fight 3 more guys, but they're not Balder Knights. They're just normal soldier hollows. Ashigaru. Hey, spread out my damage, why not? The great fun about Dark Souls is, at least in the early game, you're kind of doing that thing where the reason I had a lot of fun with fighting the Iron Knuckles or Dark Nuts from Ocarina of Time was because you kind of lock onto them, then you like dodge or use your shield, and then jump in and attack with your various attack moves, and it was a lot of fun. It felt like fighting with strategy instead of, well, you were sort of waiting for patterns, but felt like fighting someone with similar abilities to you as Link. And almost every fight feels like that in this, which is very cool. You may have heard a ting ting ting. My favorite thing is people getting up on top of this and then putting down an orange soapstone message that says wings. Oh, this is crumbling down and busted. I thought there were statues in the windows. It's just leaves outside. Anyway, Solaire of Astora. I believe this guy doesn't use the same model as the player character, so he can actually move his mouth when he talks. Plus, he's like a weird monster man. Well, not really monster man, but he's like... he's hunched over. And super beefy. Yeah, look at him go. Hey, buddy.
Well, you must be a new arrival.
He's cold hammering that
Of Astora. If it requires
sword.
then speak to me.
Apparently he cold forges everything, even though this is steel and not bronze, because there's no source of heat here at all. Weird. Anyway, let's learn his gesture, as we always do. This is the best, greatest gesture ever. I didn't want to drink that, I wanted to press that. Let's repair all my stuff. I'm sure it's beaten up. Oh yeah, it was pretty beat. And I don't know if I'll ever actually use this cloth armor anymore after this. Purchase. He sells Titanites. I need to get this Crest of Artorias sooner or later. These. Oh boy, expensive stuff. Let's see, what do I want from you? I want Bastard Sword eventually. Yeah, Bastard Sword is strength-ish and dex. More strength than dex, I believe, which is what I'm going to try to do. Let me sell some decent but not fantastic shields. Arrows. Yeah. Let's give you a talk to.
Weapons and armor are mighty sturdy indeed.
So you can see he actually has lip sync.
Metal has its breaking point. If you notice durability running low, it's time to repair. You can ask a blacksmith like myself, or do it on your own with a grindstone. The nice thing about weapons, they never betray you. So pay them a little respect, eh?
Interesting, I mentioned that every character laughs. I don't think this guy laughs yet.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
Aw, thanks, man. Now, I just saved at this... No, I just lit this bonfire. I want to sit at it so I can refill my Estus. Also, I mentioned earlier that there was another bonfire I wanted to kindle. That's this one. Later in the game, you get the ability to teleport, and I want to be able to teleport to this one and get lots of Estus charges. If I was playing online, kindling would give everyone in this area an extra hit on their Estus flask. But since I'm playing this all offline, I think the servers are actually offline now, so I can't actually play online anymore. That won't happen, unfortunately. Also, in this area, every time someone rings the bell up top, it would ring for everyone in the Undead Parish. You would hear it ring. This is why I'm not going down yet. Because Titanite Demon is a bit much for me to take on at level 8. Whatever I'm at. Speaking of level 8, I should actually level up. I want this. No. So I'm going to be able to get. Okay. So let's open up the shortcut back to Firelink Shrine, and then we'll call this one a part. If I can, without dying. Pick up pace. You can sprint for a good long while before your stamina runs out, and then it regens real fast, so it's worthwhile to do a lot. You can almost take these guys out in one combo, not quite yet. Ouch. Oh, I forgot, I'm in human form now. Let me not lose it instantly. So when you're in human form, you look different. You can participate in online things such as co-op with a light crossbow. We'll have to sell that later. And also your voice changes. You notice when I got hit, my hit response was like zombie sounds before, and now I actually have an actual voice. You done, son. Okay, now there's this big fella who actually kind of reminds me of the Iron Knuckles, now that I think about it. If you hit his shield, even if he's not holding it up, he still takes less damage. Oh, forgot about the double hit. Let's do some more rolling. Oh, I forgot again. Jeez. Common tactic. Dodge to their weapon side. Whoops. Screwed up. Oh, that roll is queued. That sucks. And I've said roll to his weapon side and failed to do that twice in a row, so good for me. The reason you roll to the weapon side, or try to, is because of that thing I mentioned where if you hit their shield, it does less damage. Plus, their follow-through can still, like, hit you. Ah, damn it. Their follow-through can still hit you even though... Oh no. I saw that coming. Can still hit you when you come out of your iframes from your roll. Oh, he catches me on that every time. Do your attack. Oy. Really like to jump attack. Damn it. No, you do not, sir. Don't let me heal. You don't heal either. Oh, almost died. No, poorly timed that roll. Damn you. Dang, this is a battle for the ages. I'm barely doing any damage to each other. My roll attack really doesn't hit him, unfortunately. Come on, sir. Oh. It's hard to tell when he's going to go for that double hit. Don't roll into him. Roll to the side, please. A little more. No, don't double roll. Damn it. Anytime. Goodbye. Now, these Black Knights, at least this guy, some of them do respawn. That guy will not come back when I sit at a bonfire. It only took me 8 Estus to beat him too. Ugh. Anyway, this is a Firekeeper soul, so it should be a little easier next time. You see this guy up top. He's going to be a problem a bit later. We'll take care of him too. After I go back to Firelink. I also didn't realize how long this game takes to play. I kind of, in my head, remember, I think of routes I could go. I played this about 5-6 times now. I think of routes I could go, and I always imagine it's like, oh, this is like a 2-4 hour game. Oops, I faced the wrong way that entire time. I'm like, this is a 2-4 hour game, right? No. No, it's not. It's much, much longer than that. I'm in for the long haul. A haircut. And music, kick in. Music, there you go. Let's have a sit down, level up again. I think I can level up one time, right? Yeah, okay. Let's go to almost to 20. I'll get to 20 vitality, then 20 endurance, maybe? I can't even see what it will affect. Yeah, 20 vitality, 20 endurance sounds good. And then I'll start upping strength and dexterity to use the reinforced club and maybe bastard sword later. I also have... Oh, get out of this menu. I have... How do I get to these menus? Go this way. I have the Zweihander that I got from the Great Graveyard. I can't think of words. Can I see the... Yeah, no, I know. Status. Status. How do I see the status? Pressing every key on my keyboard. What is the key? What is the key? That's not what I wanted. No. Every single key. Oh, whatever. Anyway. I do have an S duct as well, but I'm not going to be doing dex. I wish I could remember what Battle Axe takes. I think it's not very good. It's like... It does a little more damage than the Hand Axe, but it's much slower. Let me actually... I believe the Bandit starts with this. My first playthrough ever was a Bandit. It's... Maybe I should try it on the hollows instead of on nothing. Because I mentioned that the X has... The X class weapons have a special property to them that makes them, like, miss when they... you stumble a little bit when you miss. Yeah, it's noticeably slower than the Hand Axe for like 10 extra damage. It's not really worth it in my opinion. better to be able to hammer them with multiple hits, I would say. So let's have a sit down, go back to my hand axe, and I'm going to actually have to look off camera and figure out what the heck the command is to see the stats and description of something. So this should be good for now. See, human pyro, human mancer, human pyromancer. This is better. No, that's the wrong button. I messed up my awesome shot now. I did it again. It's this key. There we go. Thank you for watching my Let's Play of Dark Souls 1, Prepare to Die edition, and I will see you next time.